Hey, it's Diane from DianeHochman.com doing another fuzzy webcam video. Too busy to take out all the other stuff, so I just popped up the webcam. Want to kind of go over a couple things that are coming up today, and I'm going to start just talking about this stuff more. So everybody's saying I want to be coached, I want to be groomed, I want some help, Di. So we're going to do some stuff for the masses, and then we're going to be working with some individuals. When you are replying to an email from either a potential colleague, a potential partner, or a prospect, couple things. One, make sure that your from line has your name in it. It is remarkable how many people are sending emails out hoping to do business, and their emails are blind, and the receiver of the email has to guess who the email is from. There's no name in the from, it's just an email address. And then they don't sign the emails because I guess we're used to texting today. So a lot of times we're not signing. We have to remember that we're conducting business. So that's number one. Make sure your email is set up properly. And I'm not even getting into your autoresponders and stuff. I'm talking about your regular email that you're replying to things from. The next thing, your energy is everything. Okay. And when you're talking to a potential business partner, a potential mentor, a potential colleague, and or a potential customer or team member, your energy when you enter the conversation, enter the room, enter the relationship, you must raise your energy. You must if you want to be successful, because that energy connection is what congeals the relationship. We're electrical beings, okay? And so what happens is if we're vibrating too low, the person can't catch on to us, okay? When we enter and we tell someone what's wrong with us today, because you only talk about that stuff with your close friends and your mom, maybe, your sister, okay? You tell them I have a tummy ache or my leg hurts or this and that. I whine at my husband all the time. He'll tell you, right? But when you're doing business, there's no room for that. There's room for telling stories about past struggles and triumphs, but there's no room for in the moment lack of energy. And so today I sent something out and I probably had 100 responses so far, and probably about 80 of them are eliminated simply because of the nature of the reply. And then the last thing is we want to really focus on following directions, okay? When we're talking to someone that's more experienced than us, somebody that can give us favor, somebody that can give us access, exposure, etc., and they ask you to do something or they ask you a question, it's really important that you follow the directions and reply back with that. If somebody asks you a question and then you reply back and you've ignored the question, your prospects and your potential mentors, trainers, teachers, people that you want to work with, they're going to have to not reply to you or not engage with you. And it's not because they don't want to, and it's not because you're not a good person. It's just because there's an energy mismatch. There's a lack of communication going on. Now, the thing that you want to work on is becoming the best communicator you can, which means obviously you have to have your name and things, best to have your phone number and some other contact, information as well. That's communication. That's business communication, personal communication. It's important that we're entering with a good energy. So we're vibrating in a way that the person goes, gee, I want to be with them, whether they're thinking about working with you or it's somebody that you want to work with. And then we want to make sure that we're following the directions or answering the questions, whatever it is that may need to happen. And I want you guys to take this out into the real world, because I'm not just being difficult. Okay, I'm just giving some advice from a 16-year home business veteran that, has done very well for herself. And you see me, I'm just sitting in my house and just hanging out and kicking back. But you got to understand, if you were applying for a job, and you responded to the email they sent and there was no name, you'd be done. If you responded to them and you told them everything that was wrong with you today, you'd be done, or everything that's been going bad, or how you lost your job, why you're looking, who's sick, etc., etc. You'd be gone. Now, that doesn't take away the reality. Maybe you did get laid off. Maybe you are sick. Maybe somebody in your life is sick. Maybe you're taking care of an elderly relative. Maybe you got 4 little kids running around and you are exhausted. All of those things, later on, as you become friends with different people, etc., you can express them. But if you were applying for a job, that would make them hit delete. And then the last thing is if they ask you for some information, they ask you to send in a resume, or they ask you for, a reference, or they ask you for your, they wouldn't ask your social security number right up front, but let's say you get hired and they're asking you for information and you're not responding appropriately, that's going to make them eliminate you. So you really want to look at it. You really, 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 guys, we're doing business. And the reality is that in this space, you can make 6 figures, multi-6 figures, 7 figures, and I don't like to hype it, but I have lots of friends that make 7 figures. I make multi-6 figures. It's possible for you, but not if we're not communicating well, not if we're not vibrating well, not if we're bringing energy to the table, not if we're not adding to the mix. So next time before you go out and you start communicating, I really want you to raise your energy. And I want you to raise it 5%, not 10%. You're too happy clappy, right? Hi. No, you want to raise it just enough. Stand up, take a deep breath, raise that energy. Check all your business communications interfaces. Send yourself an email, check it, and check your verbalization of struggle. Okay, check it. Another day I'll make a video about the language of kings. You'll understand why people reject you when you express that stuff. So hopefully that's some good stuff for you guys. Some little tidbits that seem like nothing, but they're everything. And if you're not getting where you want to go, if you're not getting the attention of the big guys that you want to have groom you, if you're not getting the prospects to sign with you, if you're seeing that they're signing with other people, all that type of stuff, it sits in these little nooks and crannies, these little caveats, these little nuances that people are missing. And it's your job to make sure you figure them out. Go over to my site, DianeHochman.com, put in your name and email, make sure you're on my email list so I can send you out more tips, more ideas, more fuzzy webcam videos, so that we can get you up and running and we can get you successful and we can get you thinking like a pro, because that's the secret. See you guys later. Take care.